Okay, greeting everyone and welcome to this WordPress webinar this evening. I hope the weekend is working for you, right? You're enjoying here as well. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Please keep your mics muted and do turn your cameras on. That would be really appreciated. Yes, we all are beautiful in all our senses. So today's topic is going to be a bit technical, but yes, truly logical, truly practical, and truly needful. So be ready with full of knowledge and full of excitement as we all have gathered here for a reason. So if you are having your notepads, I'm also having my notepad ready with me. And so keep your notepads ready because we're going to have a lots of notes with us. We're going to have a lots of information with us. Okay. And all right, let's start with it without wasting any time. Let me start with my introduction. My name is Mohit Verma, and I'm the founder of Step Up Institutional Marketing Services, also known as Step Up Student, okay, which is one of the leading online education portals. And Step Up is one of the leading digital marketing institutes in Delhi. And now we have invited our guest speaker, who is the WordPress expert. Like it took so hard to us that we found him. We found him on was really kind of a blessing when he approved that okay, he's going to be coming live with us. Please keep your mics muted. All right, done. So I have all the access. I'll do that. And now we are almost blessed to have him here. And as soon as he approved that, he's going to be live from Dehradun itself. Yes, from the hills. So I was, man, wow. Do we have the technology there, the internet there, availability, and all that stuff? And he said, yes, definitely. I'm a WordPress expert, man. How you can say that? So I was even shocked, man. I want to have some notes. I want to have some information because I always look for some people who can teach people like me as well, because trainers also need to learn a lot, right? So you all are here, so I'll leave it up to your knowledge. And now would like to invite that personality with us directly from the hills. Okay, so welcome, Mr. Naveen, and please take your charge now. I'll take your lead.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohit. Can you hear me all?
Yes, we can hear you,
Yes, okay.
Naveen.
Okay, then that's good. So first of all, thanks to all of you for joining this session. And also thanks to the entire Step Up student team for organizing this event and for inviting me to speak up here about WordPress. I'm very glad that I got this chance because somewhere today, whatever I have in my life is somewhere related with WordPress. So if I get a chance to speak up and to show something that how someone can get started with WordPress, then I think it's a good opportunity for me to give back to the community in which I'm working right now. So what we will do, guys, first I will introduce myself, what I do, and then we'll take a small introduction of you if you are there. Maybe, yeah, we can take a small introduction of yours. And then we'll proceed with our topic, that is getting started with WordPress. Okay? So, you guys are muted. No problem. Okay, so guys, um, what I have completed my graduation from Mumbai University in BSc IT3 in 2013, and then I got the first job in IT industry, and the job was in WordPress as a WordPress developer. So I proceeded the job for around 3 years along the side with my master's, that is MCA, Master of Computer Application. And in 2016, I got passed out from MCA, and then I switched couple of jobs, and RT Camp was one of them where I got to know about WordPress a lot and the WordPress community from the very deep. I got connected with the WordPress community, and there I found the actual power of WordPress, the opportunities that I have in front of me. So they were like huge. So I'm glad that today I'm here and I'm speaking about WordPress. So after RT Camp in 2017, I proceeded my full-time freelancing career where I have my own clients and I serve them. And right now I'm in Dehradun. I used to live in cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Gurgaon, and these cities, as you know, they are very crowded and polluted. And here after switching to and moving to Dehradun, it's the kind of a big relief for me, because here somewhere it is peaceful than those cities. So I'm glad, and I think it is possible only because of the freelancing and because of the WordPress somewhere. So, are you guys available to speak up about yourself so that we can make it much interactive this session? Because we have 1 hour. So, Mohit, can you enable their mic so that they can say something about themselves, what they do and how
Sure,
they
sure,
do?
sure. I think it would take a long time to introduce, themselves. So we can
Okay.
continue. If anybody wants to introduce themselves, they can unmute and introduce himself or herself to Mr. Naveen.
But I
You have
think
all the
it,
chance to introduce.
yeah, this way I think I will get much better chance to connect with what kind of what thing they are doing it right now. So what kind of audience I have right now. So maybe it will be better. I have 1 hour. So what do you think? Should I proceed?
Yes, sure, we're waiting.
Okay, no problem then. So, see you guys. I'm just guessing that you guys are just beginner to WordPress and you don't really get it started with the WordPress yet. So I'm just hoping that, and I'm explaining you based on that. Okay, and also, yeah, we'll come to that. Okay. So here is small presentation that I have created for you so that I can explain you a little bit. Okay, so guys, we are starting with WordPress. I don't know how many of you are aware of this term WordPress, but if you are just a beginner, maybe I will explain you everything from the scratch. So, what is WordPress right now that we are discussing? Getting started with WordPress, but what actually WordPress is? So, WordPress is basically a CMS tool. So, it's a content management system, we call it. And so means you can add your content, update your content, and maybe modify it through WordPress. And also WordPress is a website builder, so you can create any kind of website that you need. You can create that in WordPress. WordPress along the site is open source, so entire source code of WordPress is freely available over internet, over GitHub. So if you are a coder, you are a programmer, then you can maybe read the WordPress code and modify it as per your need and create your own version of WordPress. That is possible also, and you can even modify the WordPress thing, and you can even create an add-on that is stick with WordPress. So that is possible with the open source software somewhere. It was released in 2003 as a blogging platform, as a blogging application, and it was created by Matt Mullenweg and Mike Little. You can just Google it down their name. So these two guys have created the WordPress, and they have forked a branch called B2 Cafelog. So this was again a good example of open source. The B2 Cafelog was already there, and this Matt Mullenweg and Mike Little, these two guys have just forked those branch and created their own version of software, and they termed it WordPress. And similarly, B2 Cafelog has been used by several other, like there are many other software out there that use B2 Cafelog as the base of there. So WordPress is using it. WordPress is a CMS and WordPress is a website builder that you can use to create a website. We are the topic is getting started with WordPress, but why we should get started with WordPress? What's the need? Because we have so many other things out there in the internet available. Why specifically WordPress? So guys, as I said, that my first job was in WordPress. So initially I got some time to learn WordPress, but later on I found it very easy to learn. So I will say if you are just starting with your career, then starting with WordPress is great. It's very easy. You can start it very easily. And it's free and open source. So there is no licensing, nothing is required for creating a website, specifically when you are creating it in WordPress. So that's the thing. And open source is the another main advantage of WordPress. So if you are a new beginner, you are just if you are a technical person, you are just starting with some, you are doing some IT related course, maybe you are familiar with some coding, then open source can help you to learn other people's code, how they are writing code, how I can learn from their code. So these are the things that you get in open source, and open source community is basically open somewhere from the source code perspective. extensible. WordPress can be extended to any instance. Like you can create an e-commerce, you can create a learning platform, you can create anything that you need, you can create it in WordPress. So WordPress have many hooks, filters, then you can use to extend WordPress. You don't need to hard code WordPress and change anything in WordPress. You even can use those hooks and filters, and you can extend it as per your need. So that is the thing that is available. That's the power of WordPress, you can say. And online community, I have seen that, guys. As I said before, I think it's 2016, 2015, 16, when I was in RT camp. Then I got to know more about the WordPress community. So basically, WordPress community is simply awesome. So in your cities, like I'm not sure in Delhi when the next WordCamp will be, but in entire India, different cities, there is a function of WordPress where WordPress developer, WordPress related person, they share their knowledge. We call that function as WordCamp. So you can find it somewhere on internet when the next WordCamp is. You can just attend that WordCamp and get to know about the WordPress in deep. So WordPress has a great online community where you will not only get support from the coder perspective, but you can also get support in any way. Like you are a business owner in WordPress, you will get support there. You are a marketing guy, you will find something awesome for you there. You are a designer, there are lots of things available in WordPress. Lots of good designer have coded their themes, so you can learn from there. You can ask them any questions. So online community is awesome. Simply they have a Slack channel, so you can just join if you want to join. WordPress can be self-hosted. So like you can download WordPress from the wordpress.org repo. Hey, hello. Oh, why it sucks?
Hi, Naveen. I would like to interfere for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your PPT is not visible, Naveen, I guess. So can you please share it again so that we can see it? Yeah,
Really?
it's from the very beginning, it's not visible. People are chatting, copying a chat.
Oh my god.
No problem.
Oh
And
my.
Zoom is also creating some little issue, I guess, in the meeting timings.
Yeah, I think I shared it. Can you see? Can you see it, guys, now?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. And it's a request to everyone that it's creating a problem a little bit that you need to rejoin in next 2-3 minutes again. So in case that happens, please rejoin. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. And please keep continuing, Mr.
Mhm.
Naveen. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, I think it's in the beginning, so we are good. You have seen. So nothing else. In the initial slide. Yeah, in the initial slide, I have just shown that what is WordPress. Maybe I just talk about it, so you can read it here if you want. Okay, so we were discussing something about like WordPress can be self-hosted. So WordPress, as I said, is it's freely available over internet. So you can download the zip of WordPress from WordPress.org, and then you can self-host that zip somewhere on your hosting or on your local. I will show it in the demo. WordPress is SEO friendly, so WordPress has really cool features since it is from the beginning. It was made for blogging purpose, so it is very SEO friendly. You have many things that can help you SEO wise, and also WordPress has several cool plugins like Yoast SEO, Rank Math that help you to manage the SEO work. And again, the last thing, what is happening here? Who's just I think there is someone is drawing something or what? Okay, no problem. So yeah, well, the last point is WordPress is secure. For sure, WordPress is secure because several you will read in the Google sometime that my WordPress website is hacked or so. So generally, this is not happened. This is not the case because WordPress is really secure. Many millions of developers out there from all around the world, they are working on WordPress day and night for improving it. from also some security experts are also working to improve the WordPress. So this is not at all the case that WordPress is not secure unless and until you are using an outdated WordPress or outdated theme or plugin of WordPress. So in that case, you can face a security issue, but it's up to you that always keep the WordPress updated and keep the plugins and theme updated. That can help you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we'll check the popularity of WordPress. Pardon me for any background noise that you are hearing here. Street dogs. So yeah, popularity of WordPress. So WordPress is very popular CMS among all other CMS that are available today on the internet. So WordPress is very popular right now in the recent stats of 2021. It is found that 38.5% of entire website over internet they are using WordPress. So yeah, and WordPress also being used by many popular companies, organizations. So we'll show it in next few slides. So the first here you can see that Microsoft Blog is using WordPress and for their internal website purpose. So you can check it out anywhere on the Microsoft Blog that how WordPress works. Also, recently, White House government site is also using WordPress, so you can see how why WordPress is very secure and popular. That's why. Thank you, guys. So here we was. Okay, so as I said, WordPress is so popular that Microsoft is using WordPress for their blog. White House government is also using their website. They have the WordPress website. PM India government.in. This is the official site of Narendra Modi, that PM of India. So it is also built in WordPress. Sony Music site is also built in WordPress, so you can just check them how the WordPress site will look like. And a great and popular here in the India, the news site called Indian Express. So maybe you can find the office is there in the Delhi. So Indian Express site is also using WordPress for all of their internal products. And now we come to the point called WordPress.com versus WordPress.org. So many of the WordPress beginner have this question of what's the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, and really it is confusing sometimes because I will show you it somewhere like when you go to Google and you just type WordPress, and then the first link that you get for WordPress.com. So basically, there are different like this WordPress.org, WordPress.com, and many often people landed to the WordPress.com page, and where after scrolling to the page, they since they are beginners, so after scrolling to the page, they found okay, WordPress is good. Okay, fine. Then they come to this point where they have to buy the plans of WordPress, and they get confused. Okay, for starting with WordPress, I need to pay something. So no, there is nothing like that. So WordPress.com and .org are two different things, and in this slide we'll see what's the difference between them. So we'll go for a small demo of WordPress.com, how WordPress.com look like. So we'll show you somewhere here. If you have seen, if you guys have ever came across the blogging and then you have come to the point called blogspot. Yeah, so yeah, so you have for sure you have seen this blogspot site and you have maybe some of you have created your site here. So similarly, WordPress.com does that thing for you. So what WordPress.com provide, WordPress.com give you a SaaS service where you can create your own blog. and you have different plans available that you can use to upgrade the feature and get a more and more feature in your blog. So it is different than WordPress, actual WordPress. So WordPress.com inside it also use WordPress, but they have created entire a SaaS service, and they sell everything for to you, like the services required for building a website, like hosting, security, backup. They sell you everything. So, but the good thing is that you can create a free account, a free version of your account, and you get some space available for you, and then you can start using their services. So, like I have the account. Let me check if I can log in and show you. Okay, no, I don't have the account. So, yeah, it asking me for adding the domain name, but I don't need a domain name. Let me go to WordPress.com again and log in with my existing account. So there you go. So this is the existing site that I have previously. So this is how you get the interface in WordPress.com when you create a website in WordPress.com. And since this is the free version of my website, so you can see the name and then dot WordPress. So yeah, so here you can see that I have my name and then WordPress.com. So this is how you get a free website in WordPress, and then you can maybe uh, somebody is typing here. Okay, then you can maybe add upgrade the version of your upgrade the plan of your WordPress and get a option to set up a domain name. So like navingiri.com or anything you want to do, then you can do it through the domain name. So in the WordPress.com cpanel, you get option to this. Mitali Maheshwari, can you please stop dragging your mouse here?
Hi Naveen, I think you can stop this by turning that option off of annotating. Annotation should be off, I guess, from your side.
Okay, okay, okay.
Right. Please try it, otherwise I'll do that. And whosoever is doing it, that is such a nuisance. You are disrespecting yourself. So kindly don't let
Can you
us
do?
shame on you. Right.
Yeah,
Thank
can you
you.
do that? That will be better, I think. Okay. So, in the WordPress.com cpanel, when you create a free account in WordPress.com, you get a few basic things like you get a list of plugins here, but you don't have any option to activate or install any other plugins. If you want to do so, then you will have to upgrade your plan to something big, like you have to pay some money to the WordPress.com. And similarly, you have the option for themes. There are only few themes available that you can activate, but then if you want your custom themes to be activated here, you don't have any option in the free version of WordPress.com. If you want that, then you will have to maybe upgrade your plan of WordPress to something bigger. Let's see what kind of plan they have. So here you can see that they have different plans available, and you will have to pay them yearly something. So this is WordPress.com, and we'll check the entire like text format in our upcoming site. I'm just giving you a demo of here right now. So this is how WordPress .com site look like. But the good thing is that if you are just starting with blogging, or you are just starting with something, then you can go for WordPress.com. There they provide you kind of, I think, 32 GB or something. They provide you no, not 32, maybe 3 GB or something. They provide you a space, free space, and then you can upgrade for getting more space. Okay, so let's proceed with our further slide that we have. So it's basically here we are seeing just the difference between WordPress.org and .com. So in the next upcoming few slides, I will show you a demo of WordPress.org also, so you can better clear the idea of how WordPress.com is different than WordPress.org. So in WordPress.org version, you get a full support of activating themes. Like you can use anything you want. So entire WordPress.org version of WordPress is your own version, your own self-hosted version. So you don't need to buy any plan for that. Just you need hosting and domain for building a website. And similar, but you can't do that the same. You can't activate all the themes in WordPress.com. You have some limited version of theme for the free WordPress.com, and then you have to upgrade the plan to something bigger to get those features. Similarly, you have very less plugins available in WordPress.com free version, but on the other hand, you can activate n number of plugins as per your need in WordPress.org. And in WordPress .org version of WordPress, you don't need to pay anything, any amount or anything. Just you need an hosting and you need a domain to set up something, to set up a website, WordPress website. Just these two things you need it in WordPress.org version of WordPress. And but in case of WordPress.com, you for the free version you don't need anything, but for the upgrading those plans you need to pay some money to them. Monetization, on the other hand, in WordPress.org version, if you have a good base in blogging and you want to create some blogging website, then in WordPress.org version of website, you can create and monetize your website as per your need. You can add any kind of monetization method that you want to use, like Google Ads and affiliate marketing or anything. But then on the other hand, in WordPress.com, you have few limited versions, like limited monetization option. The basic thing, they don't allow any external ads unless and until you upgrade it to plan, but they have also restricted the advert to be WordPress advert. It's called word ad or something. So they have internal thing, internal ad system, and they sell it to you, and some of the part you have to share it with the WordPress.com. And the brand in terms of branding freedom in WordPress.com, that I have shown that my site name was navi.wordpress.com. So they have the WordPress.com branding. If you want to remove that branding, then you will have to pay them, but it is not the same in WordPress.org. You have the free branding. You can add any branding you want. Like you can create your own branding in your WordPress site. SEO features are same like in WordPress.org version. As I said, you have few plugins to enhance the SEO work. And in WordPress.com, since entirely is managed by a team of WordPress experts, so WordPress.com is basically a company. You can say that. So there are every kind of expert you will find. They will be they will find a marketing expert and an ad related expert and like a developer, so hosting expert. So they have everything, and they just sell those services to the person who have money and who can pay them for that. So that's basically that's. But in WordPress.org, everything is just self-hosted, self-reliant. Like you have to pay attention to your website, and entire things will be your e-commerce store in WordPress.org can be built with just one plugin called WooCommerce. So in WordPress.com, you have very limited option for creating an e-commerce website unless and until you upgrade your plan to e-commerce. So that's the thing. Website membership site. So this is basically just few with them. Maintenance. So maintenance, if you want to maintain the WordPress, like there are spammers that may attack to your site. So in WordPress.org version, it's up to you. So you have to take care of everything. You have to take care of backup. You have to take care of the upgrade that WordPress release. But in WordPress.com, since they are a company behind the WordPress.com, so they will take care of the things for you. So you don't have to worry about them. You just have to pay them the yearly charge or monthly charge they have for their plan. So now we come to a point called WordPress plugins. So although we will see everything in detail, what is WordPress plugin, what is WordPress theme in the coming demo, but here I'm just mentioning something to you that WordPress plugin is a kind of a feature in WordPress that allows you to extend the functionality of your WordPress website. So like if you want to create a if you want to create an entire e-commerce website, then you have a plugin in WordPress called WooCommerce, and similarly you have other plugins in WordPress. So if you don't like WooCommerce, you maybe can use any other plugin. So today nowadays, I think uh, for every kind of any kind of domain that you need, from the e e-commerce to blogging, or maybe some real estate related work, or maybe any kind of website that you have, you may find a WordPress plugin for that in WordPress.org. So that's the great thing that you have. So you can also create your own custom version of plugin. So if if you you haven't found any plugin for the work that you are doing, you maybe can create a custom plugin by using some coding standards of WordPress, and WordPress have provided some hooks and filters that you can extend the functionality. WordPress themes is basically to change the layout of the site. So like the color, how the menu will look, how the footer will look. So this entire things is happening in the WordPress theme. So as like WordPress plugin, you can use different themes available over internet for WordPress, and you can find the WordPress related free themes in WordPress.org theme review. And you can also get some paid version of the WordPress theme. You can find them in Inveto or any other marketplace out there. So it's very popular. WordPress themes are very popular here. You can also create custom themes, as I said. We come to the same for WordPress plugins. Then we'll check a few basic user rules that we have in WordPress. So these are the default roles that are available in WordPress. So what one is administrator, so we call admin. Admin have full access, entire access to the website. And then somebody who work on behalf of administrator sometime to publish or edit the post of other user, we call them editor. So editor is the second role that has the major functionality, major privilege capability. And maybe you guys hearing background noise. I'm sorry for that. I don't know. There is some mata ki choppi or something is happening here. So pardon me for that. Then there is another role in WordPress. We call that author role. And author is someone who, admin allow home to publish the post and edit the post. So author is someone who can edit and publish a post, and specifically they can do their own post. They can publish and edit their own post. That's it. They can't edit any other user post. Contributor. Contributor is someone who write and edit the post, but they can't publish it. For publishing, either author, editor, or administrator will publish them. So they are just a contributor. And the last and basic role, the default role of user when someone registers in a WordPress website is called subscriber. So they basically have some basic right, and you can extend their capabilities if you want. You can extend their capability by using WordPress capabilities. So we will not go into that right now. But these are the basic things, basic role that you have: administrator, editor, author, contributor, and subscriber. Then in WordPress, two main things you will find whenever you install WordPress website. You will find pages and post. So for post, like you have seen that if you visit in blog website, then what are the new things, new updates, new blog post that is coming, those comes under post. And something that is permanently there, like about us page, contact us page, home page. So those comes under the pages in WordPress. And then we'll show you a demo of how to create a WordPress website. So check here. Is it? Okay. So, one way to install a WordPress website is go to WordPress.org, and then go to get started, and from here you can download the WordPress file, and then you can set up this WordPress file anywhere you want, anywhere like in your hosting. So either we can go in this way, but since we have an automated tool available, it's called localhost automated tool. So it is created by local by Flywheel. You can download it from here if you are just trying the WordPress local by Flywheel. You can download this thing from here, local WP, call this. You can download this tool. So this basically help you to create and manage WordPress website on your local, so that you can play around with this WordPress related stuff on local. So here they have created a good tool. I will just create a WP demo, and then my website will be wpdemo.local. Okay, continue. There are two options. Either you want custom version, so where you can select which version of PHP web server or database you need, or they have a preferred version, which is using PHP 7.3 Nginx and MySQL. So we'll go with this. Here you have to add name to your website, so so username and password of your administrator. So either you can use anything, but don't use admin. Okay. And then do you want to create it as a multi-site? In WordPress, there is one more feature of creating website as a multi-site. So we'll see if we have time, then we will check that thing later on. But for now, we will create a simple WordPress website. Okay. So here you can see that it's creating a website for me. So what it does basically, it install the WordPress folder. Okay, so there we go. Our WordPress website has been installed, and here you can see you can change the PHP version to anything you want. You can change the web server if you want, but Nginx is good, so I will go with it. So now I will go to the admin. I will open my website on Looker. So here you can see my website, the basic version of my website, and let's go to the admin panel. So here I will have to so here I am in the back end of my WordPress.org version of website. So I will show you a quick tutorial demo of the folder structure of this WordPress folder that we have downloaded for WordPress 5.7 right now. Let me extract it. You can basically see there are three folders. So WP admin, WP content, and WP include. And the same you may be find in the I'll open it in the text editor so that you can give it a quick look. Okay, so there we have WordPress website, and they have these three folders. So this basically, since we are using local by Flywheel, so they have this structure of adding the WordPress this way. But the entire WordPress that you have when you install, this is the WordPress folder, basic folder. So here you can see that the folder that I have downloaded from the WordPress.org. This have these three folders, and that's what we have here. So WP admin, WP include, these two folders are used by WordPress for their internal use, and the only thing that we can do here is inside the WP contained folder. Okay, so we'll come to this point. The coding part we will not explain much here in this video because I don't know how many of you are aware of the coding stuff. So we will not go to this. So in entire WordPress file, one file that you have to edit if you are submitting, adding the creating a WordPress website. So the file is this WP config file. So here you have to add your database name, username, the database password that you have. So these four things that you have to edit when you are adding your website manually. If you're using any automated tool, then you don't need to worry about these things also. So here we are in the WordPress.org version of our backend, and here you can see we have the post tab, and we have already seen the difference between post and pages. So pages is basically which stay constant in your website, like the contact page, about page. So they will not be two. There will not be a two page, two contact page, or two about us page. So that's why pages, all pages are come here in the pages section, and the post is basically the timely post that you add, like any blog post or something. And then in the WordPress, that you have this media section where you can upload new media, or maybe every media that you will upload in your WordPress website, you can find that here. And here you can check the comments that has been added to any of your blog posts or something. So here you can see this is the blog post. This is a basic blog post, hello world. So somebody has added the comment here. Similarly, if anyone add comment to any post, you can find it here. And you can maybe delete it, remove it, edit it, anything you want to do as an administrator, you can do that here. In the appearance section, you can basically activate new themes. So by default, WordPress has these three themes available, but you have an option in WordPress.org version of WordPress. You can activate any themes you want, any themes. There are lots of themes available. You can download it from here, or maybe you, if you are just searching something, then you can download it from the WordPress theme section. WordPress.org theme section. You can search any themes you want from here, and you can download it, or after downloading you can upload it here. You also have an automated way to activate the theme. So you can just go here, just search for the themes you want to install. Anything, for example, let's see, Potter theme. You can just install this theme. You can activate it, and after you activate it, you can see the look of the front end, that you have something different than the previous one. So that's how theme work. And then you have this. I will not go more into these settings because you can explore it by your own. So these are basic settings of themes. Then you have this plugin section where you can add any plugin you want for your site. Like for example, if you are creating uh, which one, like a forum website, you are creating a forum, then you can you can install this plugin called BB. Just have to hit install, and you can maybe activate it this way. And after you activated this, you will have several functionality in the backend of your website. For now, this WordPress also need WordPress to be activated. So let's go. Yeah, here you can see that in the WordPress you have this forum tab, topic tab, results tab. So this is the new functionality that has been added through the WordPress. Similarly, you can check the other plugins here in the WordPress plugin section, and you can download it. So, and also if you Google it, anything like e-commerce plugin, like so you can find any number of plugins. Like WordPress technology for so you can see that page number 6. And there are lots of other apart from the e-commerce that you can use for creating an e-commerce website in WordPress. There is e-commerce plugin. Similarly, you can search any number of any plugin that you need, and you will get the plugin, just install it here. This way, there are two ways to installing the plugin. One by going to from here and you install it from the automated option that you have, or you can upload the zip of the plugin through this medium. So these are the two things, and then you have this user section where you can manage your site users. You can add a new user, and then you can, maybe if you have a user, then you can delete, update, anything you want. You can do. You can manage the users from here, and you have few basic other tools available, like to export the data, import the data from one website to another website. You can follow these tools. You can find those tools inside the tools section of the website. And you also have the setting option, where basically you will find the basic setting related to your WordPress website, like the site name, the tagline that you want to use, the URL. If you change your URL to something else, then you can maybe change the URL of the website here, register the email. And similarly, you can see here the default route the user will register on your website is subscriber. You can change it to anything. And you can see the basic rule of WordPress that we have already discussed. If you want that anyone can register on your website, if you want to allow the registration, you will have to pick this setting, save it, then you can, the registration form will be available on your website. And also you can change the language of your website just through one click. Change it to Hindi or anything you want from here. Change it to Hindi. Okay, so here you can see that I have changed my website to Hindi, and my website is strictly converted to instantly converted to the Hindi website. So it's a good thing that so many things you get in WordPress just with just by default. You can say that you don't need to do anything for creating a simple website. So you get everything. So if you are just planning to start a blog or something, then you can just buy a hosting, buy a domain for that, and then just install the WordPress zip file there in your hosting, and use the themes, use the plugins, and create your own version without having to worry about technical part. You don't need to worry about any coding or anything. Just you can do it saves it. Anyone who does not have any even the coding knowledge, they can use the WordPress and they can create and manage the site they want to do. So that's a basic demo of WordPress.org version. And we have seen the WordPress.com, how it was different. You can see that in WordPress.com, you have this different version, and then in WordPress.org, you have a different version attached to it. So it is basically entirely freely available. Then you have to pay some money for doing things here in the WordPress.com version. So these are the two different things. You just have to decide which one is best for you. But the real WordPress that we are talking about here is WordPress.org version. So this is the real WordPress that we are talking about. And I will prefer to go with WordPress.org because it's very easy, and again it's more features and you don't have to pay anything. Okay. And, we have seen the WordPress dashboard also. Let's check WordPress database. So if any one of you are pretty much maybe have some common knowledge of programming, then you it will be useful for you. So I will give you a small demo of the WordPress database that is available. So here you can see that this tool has the option to explore the database and there. So these are the basic table of the basic WordPress website. So these are the few tables that you can find on WordPress website. Comment meta and comments are for managing comments, and option is for the regular, like a regular. We can say it's just for small things. So it's just a small thing. So we will not go into it. So post meta and post table are basically for managing post related data in WordPress. Terms and relationship taxonomy. These four table are for managing the categories, for managing the taxonomies related things. User meta and user table. These two tables are for managing and storing the user data. So like we'll get to we'll just check it inside of this. So here you can see that this is the user entry that you have, and password is always encrypted. So even though if anybody attack your website and they find this rabbit, they will not able to crack the password. And then inside the term you have the categories added. So right now there is only one category called uncategorized. So whenever you add new categories in your WordPress website, then you may find those categories here. So you have the option here categories. And post table is basically for storing the post. So you may find a hello world post here for now. Yeah, like you can see here you can see the hello world post, and also pages are stored in this page. So WP post basically to manage everything the post related things like post pages, or maybe sometime in future custom post type or something. So everything the post related stuff get maintained in the WP post table. And post meta is just basic things related to the post. And this option table is again very really important table, but it is used for the many purpose, like for getting one time storage thing. So like the site URL got stored here, URL got stored here, and some setting related things got stored here. And they only have the two table, option key, option value. So that is the basic demo of WordPress database. So maybe you guys have got the idea of how WordPress database look. And I think that's it. That's it. I explained the basic things about WordPress. If you guys have any questions, you can ask. And, and also the SUIMS have a scholarship course running right now. They have some discount running, so you can check their website and you can just get a basic idea of. Mohit will explain a bit more about it. So if you have any question, you can just please ask your question, and I'll see if I can answer those.
Hi Naveen, can I say something?
Yeah, yeah, you can proceed.
All right. So first of all, thank you very much for it was very new for me. Like I was just looking at the software like this. Okay, so I was like,
Uh,
man, what's going on? This is so technical and this is so practical. Thank you so much for that amazing knowledge, Naveen, first of all. And yes, I have two doubts from the audience itself who, marked their questions on the Google Forms. Okay, so should I convey?
yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay. So first question is, how do I write my article on WordPress? How to find topics to write answers? Basically how to frame the content on WordPress. What are the tips?
Yeah. So, if you want to write your article in WordPress, the first thing, of course, you need a WordPress website, and then the article, as I've already explained, that all the recurring timely content will goes in the post section. So you can go in the post, and then you can click on add new, and there you have the option to write the article in WordPress. So you just have to type your name, WordPress demo or something, and then you can write the content that you want. So basically, it's a good editor that WordPress has provided. You also have many tools here to add images, to list, and to style everything. This editor is called Gutenberg editor. So you can play with it. I think if you will play with it after installing WordPress website, maybe you will find it much convenient after that. But adding a post is very easy in WordPress. You can add it from the post section. And
Okay,
I
so
found, yeah, yeah. If you
yeah,
want,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you are
please
saying
continue.
that you want to find topic, how to find a topic for writing something, so I don't think I'm the good person for that question. Maybe you can Google it because I'm not a blogger, so you can Google it. But you have to write. You can just write it down.
No problem, no problem. I think we can continue with the quiz if you have some questions, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, so if you guys want your certificates or anything like that, so you just need to fill up a feedback form that will be shared in the group or chat itself. So you can fill it up and have your certificates. Moreover, the prizes will be sent to the winners. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much, Mr. Naveen, for the wonderful webinar. I've learned so many things and I've made so many notes as well. So I'm definitely going to use it for my
Thank you so
purpose.
much, Mohit, for inviting me. And first of all, I would say, thanks to you for organizing such events because it is really important. Because WordPress is, really growing very fast. So keeping up to date with WordPress is really a good thing. I would say.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Since you showed some examples now that these many websites are made on WordPress, I
Yeah,
was even shocked that man, wow, Sony Music is made on WordPress
yeah.
and
Even
some other
PMO
great
White
websites.
House site. So WordPress is really somewhere like making its place in the industry right now.
Exactly, exactly. So looking forward to more collaborations with you, Mr. Naveen. Would
Surely,
definitely come to Dehradun and meet you once.
yeah, yeah, surely, surely, I will post you. And if you, if you like, if you need any kind of in future you want to create any webinar related to WordPress, you can surely, when you want to aware your public with the WordPress stuff, you can surely just hit me. I will ready with the topic and I will ready with the seminar topic, whatever you say, whenever you say. So I'm ready for that.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so I'll take your leave, Naveen, now. And thank you so much for
Oh,
taking
oh,
your time.
okay. Thank you so much,
All right.
Mohit. Have a
So
great
see
day
you
and have
soon.
a
Bye
great
bye.
week to
Thank you,
all of
one.
you guys. Yeah. Bye.